you overheard Kobe give somebody some advice.
He told my brother one day, just keep shooting, we're going to worry about the passing later. That's such a Kobe.
Sound like Kobe.
Yeah.
Yo, peace. Welcome back to 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. I'm Carmelo Anthony here with my co-host.
You know what it is? My name is Kiyan Famiwide. You can call me Kaz, and this is a Wave original presented by FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Guys, we always have fun episodes. We always have great guests, but this one is going to be especially special today. Melo?
This is a very special guest. When we built this show, we wanted to really kind of create just a space to highlight the game of basketball, the past, the present, and the future.
Yeah, and on top of that, man, we've had some great guests for the past couple of weeks. This is going to be fun for me because there's all of this unknown of what the future holds and the bright future that these two young men have. But these two are not only dominating on the hardwood, but dominating your timelines as well. One will be a lock to be a top 3 pick in this year's NBA draft, whether San Antonio or Philly or one of these teams. Going to be very happy to have you. And, the other one will be joining his father's legacy as a member of the Syracuse Orange this year. Guys, this is going to be a good one. Melo, do the honors, sir.
No, like I said, if there's going to be a glimpse at the future of basketball, this is the future of basketball. So welcome to the Hook, Kiyan Anthony. Welcome back to the Hook, Kai.
Welcome back, second time.
Welcome to the Hook, man.
Appreciate it.
And we just like to say, congrats. First of all, welcome to the Hook.
Gotta welcome him in. Yes, sir.
And really, congratulations, man, because I'll say just watching you develop from early on and having a relationship with your pops and understanding the game that he was giving you and being able to see that translate on the court, man. And I've always been a fan of you, watching you, being around you, watching you compete. I love the way that you compete. I love the way that you lead. And now you have an opportunity to go do something special and make history. So I appreciate you coming to sit on this couch, man. This is a hot seat right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Appreciate you coming back, Kai. I wasn't here the first time he was here, but you've had an incredible year as well, and get ready for your freshman season. But before we get into all this with our great guest today, coming up on this episode, we're going to be talking about how these two are preparing for new levels within their basketball careers, and we also
going to be getting some insight in what's life like being at the top. These are top-tier athletes of 2025, the good and the bad.
And of course, we cannot have a 7 p.m. in Brooklyn without wrapping things up with a little bit of fuck with it or fuck out of here. But first, Melo, let's start things off, man.
That's a fact, man. We like to start every episode by just explaining the first time, myself and the guests,
When's the first time you
got
guys
connected? but since we have, we got 2 young stars in the game, so we gonna switch it up for y'all. When was the first time y'all 2 connected?
I think 6. It might have been a little earlier. 6th, 7th grade is probably my latest memory. I think played a little the Riverbank.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the first time I think me and him connected, and then ever since then we just been cool.
Nah, yeah, I don't remember.
That was a long time ago.
Nah, he older, so
I think that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
But ever since then, we've been cool. We've been keeping in contact. Definitely had that relationship.
Because y'all have 2 very similar paths in kind of this short career of y'all.
Yeah.
So high school. Let's speak of high school. Very similar paths of just the journey that y'all had to go through. The parents that both of you guys have. And just the situations, you know what I mean? Being accustomed to certain things and growing up differently and growing up with a different mindset or different perception or perspective as opposed to, another player. So y'all have a lot of the same similarities when it comes to that, which is very interesting.
What's interesting to me with both of them is that they both, not only everything you said, the lineage, obviously, playing the game, but playing the game in this area, the New York, New Jersey area, I'm sure you guys run into each other a lot. And as much attention you get as being top-level ball players, it's magnified being in the New York, New Jersey area. We were just talking about Todd Jerome playfully off camera. He's like, he's PSAL, man. It's still beef over
PSA
there.
runs. It's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
PSA runs a real thing.
You got to know that, though.
It's definitely a real thing. So, I mean, in addition to how y'all met, man, just talk to me a little bit about how, being in the spotlight, not just in the high school basketball, landscape, but here in the New York, New Jersey area where basketball is king. How do you think that sort of differed y'all experiences outside of what other players might have gone through?
I mean, for me, I think it's just like you've seen everyone every day. I think in the summertime when it's prime AAU season or even high school season, like we all matching up against each other because every kid from Jersey and New York for the most part stay. So it's like you might have 3 games back to back to back. You playing the top players from each state. So just having that mindset is like, you always want to got the one up on someone, and that's always how it's been. So just the competitiveness and just the one up mindset and just want to compete. That's really what I got from it.
So fact, I think just being outside like in the summer, not even AAU, just playing in the different parks, everybody coming to see you play. The word gets around. So if you doing what you got to do outside, everybody gonna start to get behind you. So I feel like whenever you compete outside, and then you extend yourself going to these trips, going to these AAU tournaments, it carries on. So people already know what it is, when they see you.
And that's the difference between, I would say, New York with the tri-state and everywhere else. Like, what's the difference between y'all? Is New York, New Jersey, it's the tri-state, the best? We gonna get right into it.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
No, because they're together.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. It would be like the DMV, which is this is where I'm getting at.
Okay. I see the vision.
This is the powerhouse of basketball, or the DMV is the powerhouse of basketball?
I think it's us.
Right now, I think it's us.
It's us for sure. I think the past 3-4 years has been us.
Ooh.
Yeah, the past. My high school has been us.
Yeah. Before that, though, DMV, cool. But right now,
I'm sticking with Tri-State
for sure.
Okay. I mean, you two famously played off against each other in the City of Palms Classic in 2003. Cooper Flagg was in that. VJ Edgecombe was in that. 3 of those guys, including yourself, 3 of those guys going to be in the draft next year. Yourself starting in Syracuse. Those big time tournaments obviously get a lot more eyeballs than the rest of the AAU tournaments. Was that the one that probably stood out for you the most as far as like as much the attention that came away from it? Or what was y'all experiences there? I
mean, we ain't never played no big tournament like that. So for us, it was like our coming out party. And just like showing that we belong was probably the biggest thing for us. So I mean, that was probably the best tournament I ever played in, just because the competition level and just the atmosphere you in. Like, you see the best players play every game, whether it's the 12th place game to the 6th place game to the chip. You're going to have a top 10, top 5 player. So just that atmosphere, I loved it.
That's a sick habit. I've been around it. I've been there. I've been in those gyms with them, so I understand like kind of that energy. And for me as a father and as a fan of the game, it's like to see them prepare and compete on that level. You always kind of put yourself back into like, damn, what would that be like?
Right? I feel like we have a lot of conversations about what the game is like right now, the culture. And, people always say it in a negative connotation, like, oh, the league is like AAU now, or it's like this, the way people link up, the way teams are put together, the tournaments, all that type of stuff. All these kids know each other since they were very young up into the league. Now, you can speak from it from a holistic standpoint now since you've experienced it all, but they're just starting that journey as far as like going through their basketball lives. Could you like impart a little bit of wisdom on like the highs and the lows of comparing AAU basketball and the camaraderie of that to what they're getting ready to start with college and the NBA?
They've been the guy in high school, right? They've been the go-to guy. He's been the go-to guy forever.
Yeah.
He just started becoming the go-to guy over the past 2 years, right? So now you get comfortable at being the go-to guy. Even when you go to the next level in college, as he did, you went to college. Now you're the best guy, right? You're one of the 2 best guys on the team. So when you experience that, and now you become one of the best guys on your team. So now when you're part of a whole team of situations or great guys or good players, you have to figure out a way how to maximize everybody else. You got to figure out a way how to win at the end of the day. He done led scoring in EYBL. He done led scoring. Now it's about winning. Let's see if you can win on the high school level now. Okay, now let's win, right? You experienced it. You experienced it. 3 years coming in top 5 in the country, that's incredible for what you did. You know what I mean? Your records and your team and all of that. Like that's one level. Now you get to the next level, which is college. And you got to learn the game totally different. But he's learning the game as being the man still. Now you're going to get to the NBA. And now you may not be the man anymore. Because you're going into a situation where it is those guys already there. He got the opportunity to go to a team if they're smart. I don't say what team, but
we can get into it.
No, but I think they're very intelligent.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to pass him up. I don't want to throw that out there, but he knows what I'm talking about.
Let's tap into that for a hot second,
because it's let me just finish this one point.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I want him to, and I spoke to him off screen about this. It's like, now you got to figure out how to be Dylan Harper in a much greater situation.
Right.
How can I find my role and still be effective and do what they want me here to do? But now I got a white hat over here.
Yeah.
I might have Rookie of the Year over here with me. I got an all-star point guard with me. Right? Now what is my role on that team? Because I may not have to be in a pick and roll every time. I was just talking about short rolls and setting the pick and roll and
you being the spot. Yeah.
Getting in the dunker spot. Like now you start figuring out your role within a bigger role. And that's the difference. In every level, it gets bigger and better and greater as far as the amount of knowledge that you have to attain to be successful in that. And that's just one start.
Yeah.
It's so many levels every single year that you're going to have to, every month you're going to have to figure out. And him, on Kai's situation, he's going into a situation where now people have seen you, what you can do individually. Now they want to see you go win. And I'm not necessarily win a championship. Compete. They want to see you do certain things that they think you may not can do. Right? So now you go to a situation like Cuse. Hey, all you gotta do is win some games.
Cuse had a rough year.
He ain't got to score 30.
Cuse had a rough year, but I think
we tightened that up is what I'm trying to say. You understand?
Right.
We tightened that up.
Right.
And we got the wheels going again.
Dylan, I'm going to ask you a question about, the draft lottery in a second. But Kai, one thing I want to ask you before we get into that is, we talked about the similarities you both have as far as, second generation NBA players, second generation ball players, and the spotlight that comes with being in New York. These past 2 years, I think the spotlight's been on you as big as it's ever been, as far as being like a high school star. And now, in most cases that people have seen it, that could be a negative, right? Like a lot of attention, famous parents, you know what I mean? Like lots of eyeballs. You want to see if you could be as good as your dad. Now the dust is settled. You're committed to Syracuse. You're going to play on the court that bears your father's name. And, now you have an opportunity to really show what your game could be on the higher level. Pressure wise, like how did that sort of affect the way you prepared, not just for your senior season, but now going into your freshman year at Syracuse?
Just preparing like differently because it's gonna be eyes on you everywhere you go. So every time you're in the gym, not letting up, just going as hard as you can because you already know what's coming. So you gotta be prepared. You can't step into, what I'm stepping to not ready. So just going into the gym every day with the mindset like you working for something more and harder than a lot of people are working for. A lot of people going into a situation, not a lot of pressure on them. They could, make a lot of mistakes and learn and do all of that. But everything I do is going to be critiques and a lot of eyes on me. So I just got to go in ready. And I feel like I'm doing a good job, staying in the gym and preparing.
Does that like target on your back and that extra attention? Like I know players chirp in between the lines. There's always something to say. Like, does that give you like a little extra something when you're in that gym, just knowing that like that target's on your back every game?
I feel like it do give me extra, but at the same time, I already know what's coming. So when somebody talks to me, I already know like what it's from and what they're trying to do and what they're trying to get out of it. So like I said, just staying in the gym and being ready for anything.
You know, I was in Brooklyn this year for the McDonald's All-American game. And I gotta be honest, the buzz wasn't there, bro. Granted, great players, great game, fantastic environment, but the buzz of having the game in New York without you there was the elephant in the room. Everybody's like, yo, where's Kiyan at? Like, obviously, it had to be a little bit of a disappointment, but, you know, you saw yourself at the Jordan Brand Classic a few weeks later, got MVP, played great there. I never really asked you straight up just how you felt about the McDonald's snub, but how did you take it? How did you feel about that?
I mean, I got hurt in the beginning of my senior year, so I missed 14 games. And we had a bad record. We was like 4-8 or something like that. So then when I came back, we went on a 17-game winning streak, and then we ended up being like top 5. We ended up being all of the top teams. So I'm expecting like, you know, I'm gonna get in the game. The things people are telling me, what I'm hearing from the people that, you know, choose the game, they saying that, you know, I'm good, like nothing to worry about. So I'm like, cool. But then they announce it, and I'm not on there. So it kind of just threw me off a little bit. Like, y'all just told me, you know, and what I was doing, throughout the season.
I see Mel doing the McDonald's commercial and everything.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a shoe-in.
That's what I'm saying. He did a commercial.
That's 2 different things, by the way.
Two different departments. I get it. Corporate. But from the outside looking in, I'm like, oh yeah, this is shoe-in.
Right,
of course. Shout out to McDonald's, man. Shout out Mickey D's and McCrispy strips.
So then, yeah, I seen that. It just threw me off. Like, damn, I thought it's in New York, you know. I thought I should be in there, but it was cool. I just kept working. I was healthy at that point. And then my mindset going into everything else was just like, I knew everybody that was in the McDonald's game was going to be at the Jordan game. So just going in there, you know, proving myself. And I did that. And then, you know, going into Iverson, going into Hoop Summit, just knowing I'm going to be seeing these players every day. And just got to keep making a stand for myself and proving myself. And I did a good job at that, closing, you know, the playoffs out, the postseason, into, you know, the All-Star games.
Melo told us what he told you after that snub, but what did you tell him? Like, what was the conversation like to Pops? Like, yo, what's up? How do I handle this?
Oh, yeah, I told him, I was like, I ain't make it. Because I seen the roster before it got announced. So I was like, I ain't make it. He thought I was lying. He thought, you know, he was like, no way. But then he seen it, and it was really nothing to say. It was just like, gotta keep working. And, you know, I knew it was other games, so I knew I was going to go into the other games with a different type of energy.
You worked out with Giannis. Like, what was that? Because working out with Giannis would be very different for me.
It was definitely different.
Like,
it was definitely
different. The mindset, the mentality would be, it would be different for me.
Yeah. I mean, working out with him was like, after that workout, it kind of like switched my brain, me, Ace's brain. We talked about it after, like, we doing like ball handling, start the workout at. You can see like how intentional he is. Like, he might not be going the fastest, but like he's going the hardest in the gym. Like, he in a full out sweat. We 5 minutes in doing a warm up. So just how he really like pays attention to details, stuff like that. Like, we was doing this fadeaway drill. He had a fadeaway to the baseline, and he's like critiquing everything because like he's like, you can't be perfect, but you could get close to perfect. So I mean, just trying to strive for things like that. So just to see his mindset and how he just approached the workout was probably the best part about it.
Yeah, because it's on the way. Let me clarify what I was saying, that it would be different for me because of his skill set.
Yeah,
right. And it's like the intentionality that he has in everything else. I would be like, yo, Jan, come on, we gotta go, man. Like, we gotta go, because he would want to learn that spot, that same situation.
Master that spot.
And it's like, you got 4 other people in here with you, champ.
Like we were at a spot, at night. We were at a spot for like 20 minutes. I kid you not. Like, we going like 9 spots, like 3 spots on the wing. We gotta make like 10. Yeah, but like he not going to lead a spot to his perfect.
Yeah, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Is my point. At your age, is like that would be a lot to intake as far as information.
I was trying to play one-on-one though. I was trying to play one-on-one the whole time with him.
They been in the gym after 4 drills. They're like, yo, could we do spots one-on-one? right? We want to go live.
Yeah.
It's totally different. That's why I say it would be different if I was that age working with Giannis, because my mindset would be, yo, let's go. Fuck that. Let's go play.
And see how
But
how
not
good
understanding this is what I really need to sit in this spot for 20 minutes and 30 minutes to master this one spot.
You're not gonna get the keys all day. Like James Harden was in the Thunder,
Right.
Yeah.
come off the bench 6 man for 3-4 years waiting for his turn. So like everyone got to wait for their turn. So I mean that's kind of how I looked at it.
Okay.
That's your comparison? That's your comp?
Yeah,
James
Harden. Like
I see a
big
little
guards,
Brunson Harden.
Brunson,
You know
like
what I
Cade,
mean?
just big guards that get to their spot.
And that's not, listen, don't let nobody tell you that's a bad compliment.
Who, James Harden?
Yeah.
How's that bad?
love
No,
James
just-
Harden.
What I'm saying is people may be like, they may not love that way of type of game, type of style that he plays. You as an individual, I'm saying you fit that mold of a James Harden, right? You remind me of a James Harden, not just because you're a lefty. You get to your spots, you bigger guard, you know how to play at your own pace. You get what I'm saying? Nobody gonna stop you from getting to your spot or getting the shot that you really want to get. So like, and people forget that James was averaging 13. You know what I mean? It's like he was almost triple double. So like that's a really, really good comp when it comes to that.
Let me ask you both this question, right? Like, yeah, obviously, highly touted recruits, but you have a level of fame to you as well, right? And I think dealing with the fame at this age is a caveat that I don't think like prior generations of future NBA players or pro players have had to really deal with. So when you're going to work out with a Giannis, or when you're working out with like Brickley or your father, or anything like that, like you obviously have to feel that, that social media influence. You got to see the comments. You got to see what people are talking about, all that type of stuff. Like, it's one thing to get critique from pros and, all these like legends. It's another thing to have to hear the puppet gallery of people critiquing you, So how do you handle the social media aspect of all of that fame, man? Like we saw the Giannis workout, we see you grow up between, in front of all of our eyes. Like, how does that sort of affect the way you handle the game and handle your professionalism?
I mean, they get critiqued like that on a level that I think we get critiqued. Like, you gotta be doing something right. That's how I look at it. Like, you doing something right, we getting all this, not hate, but all this critiquing and stuff like that. So for me, it's just like looking at it from a different perspective. Like, yeah, they could be talking all the bad stuff, but there's a lot more good you're doing than bad. They ain't seeing the full picture. But for me, like, I don't really post my workouts, stuff like that, like the Giannis stuff, things like that. Got to post and stuff like that. But I like to go to the gym, no cameras, it's me and my guy Kenny Miller, and just rep and rep.
I feel like it's critiquing everything. Like they was critiquing how I was shooting, how I laid the ball up, how I dribble. So it's like you can't win. You in a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
But like Dill said, like if they doing all of that, obviously they feel some type of way. Obviously you're doing something right if you catching everybody's eye. So I just feel like it's only gonna get worse. So you might as well just either not look at it or just buy into it and try to get the best out of it.
It's like
it
you
comes
can't
with the
like
territory.
you cannot look at it, but like
It's human nature.
there's gonna be people around you telling you about yourself.
Nah,
So like when people be like delete Instagram, stuff like that, like if I delete Instagram, someone gonna come with me and show me an Instagram post. So you gonna see it all the time.
Facts.
So it's not like you can't run away from it.
So I'll tell y'all two different reasons of Instagram, social media, or why they're going to start telling you to delete your social media. Because now you're going from playing 18 to 24 games a year to 16 games in the summertime. You know what I mean? Like just to 30 games in college. And think about what you had to deal with.
Yeah.
And that season, that's a 30-game season what you had to deal with. The NBA has 3 of those in 1 year, in one season, right? So that's just 1/3
Exactly.
of a season and what you had to deal with, not just basketball, but consistently noise, critiquing, hating, praise, all of the above. Right, you dealt with that for 30 games. You dealt with that for 3 months in high school. December, January, February. After that, you was able to go play outside, go to EYBL, go play another fun 16 games. Now, when it was time for you to relax after that 30, you still got 12 more games, 11 more games before you get to the halfway point. You still got a whole nother month before you get the All-Star weekend break. Now the fatigue. Now the fatigue kicks in.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're so used to 30 games being it for you. The fatigue kicks in. Training starts. You got to figure out. That's when you dig even deeper. After 30, you hit rookie walls. You know what rookie wall is?
I heard
you wake up and you just, what the fuck? Just I'm tired as shit.
Well, around what game did you hit the? Did you hit the rookie wall?
I never hit the rookie wall.
I don't think you did.
No, I never hit the rookie wall. But I had a moment in time throughout the course of the season where I'm like,
they got 40 more of these.
When the break, right? But it's like to that. I want you to understand and put that in perspective, right? You about to play 35 games in college. You just played that.
Yeah.
And you was like, fuck.
35 games is long.
And you was like, fuck.
Exactly. It's for waking up every day to go practice.
That season into a whole NBA season and still have another part of the season to go to.
Yeah.
And so pace yourself. You know what I mean? Like my advice is pace yourself. Don't try to do it all at once. And that perspective will really fuck you up, man, because it's like, damn, I did just play 34 games in college, maybe 30 games in college. You ain't make the tournament, so y'all missed 4 games. So 30 games in college. It's like, fuck, 30 games, you still in fucking, you like January.
It's a lot.
In the NBA, you play 20 games a month.
Speaking of Rutgers, I mean, you and Ace Bailey made a lot of noise. You both committed to Rutgers. Obviously, Big Ten is a massive conference, and obviously without getting too much into it, probably didn't go the way you guys expected to go this first season. My question is, what do you think was?
Got out.
Got in and got out. It is what it is. Luckily, it didn't affect the draft status. I think everybody with 2 eyes still saw the raw talent that you both have, but. Just being on campus, I know Melo's talking about the schedule and all that type of stuff, but what was the biggest challenge that you guys faced just being at Rutgers and not necessarily getting the results that I think you guys were hoping for, namely probably being in the tournament?
I mean, definitely, I think the hardest thing was definitely the ups and downs. Like, I think coming in the year, top 25, all the noise around us, and then start the year off 4-0. And then out of nowhere, you hit that wall, we lost to Kennesaw State at Kennesaw State before the Vegas tournament. And we in the locker room like, what just happened? Like, we come in the game like, all right, like, this a game like A's homecoming, we in Atlanta, we gonna win and go to Vegas. That's not what happened.
Didn't happen that way.
It's not happening like that. Went from that to getting cussed out. So, I mean, it's just like all the ups and downs that I don't think you can't prepare for unless you did it. So, I mean, just like the cut, like practice being 2 hours, a film being an hour, just all the little things, the treatment to the class. Like a college day, a long day from like, we used to practice at 1. So for me, from like 10 to like 7, my day was packed. So there's little things like that and just knowing how to adjust and like taking care of your body. That was probably one of the biggest things for me this year is taking care of my body. So definitely that. And then just losing probably.
Yeah, I mean,
losing hard. I mean,
it's hard.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, like both, like me and Ace come from like, we on 2 winning high school programs. Like we running through where we at. And then like just having to figure it out over and over again and like taking that leadership role and taking that step was probably like the most difficult thing for me, bro.
I mean that's a funny thing though, right? Because like projecting, you would think that would be experience in the NBA, right? Like winning experiences in high school, college, and then go to a franchise in the NBA that probably isn't used to winning a ton. And a lot of rookies say that's the hardest part is getting used to like losing that many games in your first year. But there's opportunities there for you guys to go into a situation where you may not be losing that much earlier on in your career. Your teammate Ace Bailey is another person who I think has a interesting projected draft spot, possibly being Philadelphia.
Who the third pick?
Philadelphia, yeah. We had PG here talking about Ace Bailey just a few weeks ago. So you were his teammate. How do you think his game is going to translate to the NBA?
I mean, what is he? 6'9", 6'8", 6'9". Gets to his spots, rises up over people. I think his IQ very underrated. Like just the way he, like it's hard to get to his spots. Like he get to his spot. Like he don't care if there's 2 people right there, 3 people right there. He gonna get to his spot and gonna shoot over you.
Yeah.
So just like how he approach the game and what he gonna fit in, like a team gonna love him because like he coming with energy every day. When you talk about someone who never run out of energy and will be like the vocal point in the locker room and will make you laugh, stuff like that, and just keep your praises like and just keep you guys together, that's gonna be him. So just off the court, you're gonna be great. On the court, like 3 or less dribbles, like I think he could score on anyone. So I mean, just from that and just defense is everything is all around game. So I mean, I think he gonna fit in wherever he go.
Nice.
I think Ace is. I like him in Philly, man.
Me too.
I like him in Philly. I mean, he ain't going past Philly, but I like him in Philly.
I don't know if I like him for P though.
But P is somebody that you can learn from.
Of course.
You know, now P-body is his body. You know what I'm saying? He can't control that
That's
shit.
what I'm saying. It's like, yo, the minute.
As far as I'm saying, game-wise, talent-wise, skill-wise, Ace fits that PG mold, that T-Mac mold.
Yeah.
Ace reminds me of a young T-Mac back in Mount Zion.
Yeah.
When T-Mac came out of high school, getting to his spots by any means to his point, that's only guys will understand that. Get to your spot by any means necessary is real, like different players, one-on-one type of players, like kill mentality players. The T-Macs, the Colbs, myself, the KDs. Ace fits, I'm not comparing him to that, but like he fits that mold of a wing who's very explosive on the offensive end. Get to his spots. He make plays and he make winning shots. He may take a lot of shots, but he might take some wild shit. But he works on that shit so much that he's just like, I'm going to make this no matter what. If I miss it, it's cool. To me, it's not a bad shot. So when you learn what's a bad shot and a good shot and still be able to take the same shot, Ace going to be totally different. I think learning over there with PG will really help him. And he don't get enough credit on the other side of the basketball. Like he impacts the game. He's got the body really type where he impacts the game. Defensively, if he really wanted to. And I think if Philly gets him, that's what they would be getting.
Kyle, let me ask you, man, like it feels like, you know, we talked about getting to your spots, shot diet, you know, we talked about how Ace Bailey's game translates to the NBA. You're starting in Syracuse. You're hasn't been a hyped Syracuse recruit like you since probably your pops, right? So your game wise, I think your offensive game really blossomed in his senior year, and I think the nation sort of took notice that like at your height you could be a really good combo scoring guard, especially at the college level. How do you see your game sort of, you know, fitting in to Syracuse, or do you feel like, you know, not to brag or anything, Syracuse is gonna have to fit around what you bring as a freshman with a lot of hype coming into Syracuse?
I feel as though like kind of both, because like Syracuse already, obviously they got their 2 best players coming back from last season. So me going in trying to just alleviate the pressure off of them, trying to do what I can, you know, to help put them in position to score so they could help me, you know, make it as easy as possible and help me score. And, you know, obviously I already got a relationship with all of those guys. So I feel like it's not going to be like going into a whole new situation. They just going to have to help me because obviously they already experienced it for 2 years and for 1 year. And me going in, coming off high school, just them telling me what I need to do. And then I feel like we already got that relationship where we could help each other. And as far as the coaching staff, they come to all my games, so they already know like what I bring to the table. So I trust them that they're going to implement me and put me in the best position, you know, where I could look good and where, you know, I could prosper. So I'm looking forward to that. And I feel like the trust is there within the team already.
The NBA season might be over, but you know you can still get right with FanDuel. FanDuel is the best place to find all your favorite player props. And now you can make the smarter play with new performance trends.
Want to see if a guy's hitting that over consistently? Or maybe some ladies in the W have been flirting with a potential triple-double. Get the latest stats right inside the app and see who's heating up. Melo, What's your favorite sports to check out during the summertime? I know the NBA's done. Are you getting ready for NFL season? A little baseball action? What other sports you like to clocking in with?
WNBA.
Of course,
The W,
always.
and baseball. Baseball for sure. And once the game starts, that's when things get interesting. You can combine live prop bets into a same game parlay for a chance to win big. If you don't already have FanDuel, it's not too late to get in on the action. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So just visit FanDuel.com/7 p.m. to join today. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Well, we also got two guys here who had, standout freshman seasons. And, basketball is weird, right? Like, you guys start a little bit in the summertime when you guys first started meeting each other. You both have sort of went through it, the experience. Is there a specific time during that timeline from the last high school game to your first college game where you kind of figure out, where you sort of stand as far as the team is concerned? Like, was there a specific time during your freshman year before the first game? Was there a specific time before your freshman game where you're like, all right, like I'm going to be key to this team's success here? Like, does that happen during workouts in the summer? Does that happen during school before, workouts? Like, does that happen in training camp? When does that happen?
From my experience, it happened September, October, right before we didn't have Midnight Madness, so that's usually the first practice.
Yep.
So we used to do like runs before, and we would just play, and like all the former players used to come back, and we used to play against the former players, and it's like, oh, I can make a move and do something like, oh shit, okay, this works. Like I'm shit, I could cross and he go, oh no, this is crazy. Okay, here we go. Like, and so that starts in the gym prior to everybody coming together. Pick up. It's like, nah, I want to kill you niggas at pick up. Like, I want you niggas to be mad at me when you go into class. This was my mentality going in there. But it was fun for me because I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
But then you realize once you get to that first practice, that shit is out the window.
It's a different level.
It's a practice. The coach ain't cool no more.
Nope. It's not like
coaches ain't cool no more.
It's not like summer. It's not like Coach Tech. No.
Hell no. They don't give a they care about you, but it's like.
Flip the switch.
It's different. It's game time now.
What? God, get your ass.
Nah, yeah.
Like they own you. they ain't no friends no more at that point.
First practice for me was, I think that
was a wake up call.
Yeah, wake up call by far. Because like in high school, like think about you the best player on the team. It's not like college where like everyone is just good. So it's like in high school, you just kind of you can have days you could walk around, take days off maybe, and no one say nothing to you because you just that much better. But when I got to college, 2.5 hour practice, and you got to practice hard the whole time because ain't no one gonna give you a break. Coach, if you the quote unquote best player in the gym or one of the best players on the team, coach ain't gonna take it easy on you. He gonna yell at you for every little thing.
You're probably gonna get the worst.
Yeah, exactly.
With all that.
I feel like I definitely got the worst. I mean, it was just like he gonna critique you because he need you to be the best, so everyone else could fit right in and roll right with you. So I mean, first practice was definitely a wake up call for me. Just how hard you went.
Because you go through the honeymoon. It's a honeymoon phase.
That's
like,
a perfect way to put it.
Right now, it's the honeymoon phase. Right? We gotta recruit. We gotta get you. We gotta recruit you. We gotta do what we gotta do to get you here.
But once they got you,
we gotta paint the picture for you and what you can actually, how we see you fitting into this.
Right.
And it's on you to understand that and say, you know what? That's the right fit for me. So when you get there, you still in fun phase. You in honeymoon phase.
Like, you think everything all cool.
Everything cool
with your teammates. You're hanging out every day. You think.
Now once you get to practice, the ones who was there know how to turn it on, how to lock in. You still trolleying along.
It's fun.
The coach is not your friend no more. And that's just reality. They love you. You're part of the family,
right?
But I gotta coach you now,
right.
I gotta get you better because it's bigger than you now. So wherever you at, you gotta figure it out to meet me where I think you should be at. So if you left behind, that's why you see a lot of players going to coach's doghouse, quote unquote doghouse in college. Right?
Yeah.
That's why I see a lot of players leave.
Yeah.
Because they never dealt with that type of shit before. Coaches ain't cool no more. Assistant coaches ain't cool no more. They cool. Well, it's basketball.
But they got a job to do.
It's basketball.
They got on the line
We
now.
ain't got time for, this is a money game now.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't right, then we ain't going to be right. And if we ain't right, we going to get left. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We about to do it. So that's another thing that I learned going into it. I fuck with my coaches and we had good rapports, but I fucking hated Boeheim.
You say that a lot.
Because luckily I came from Steve Smith, who was one of them tough coaches.
From Oak Hill, yeah.
But I just was like, Boeheim, he cool, man. He smile all the time. He say whatever he want. He don't have no shoot around. It's cool. That first practice goes up and you see why he's
Hall of Famer. Yeah.
So that's something to be prepared about.
Kyle, what are some of your personal goals in Syracuse, man? I know there's a lot. There's going to be probably some of the loftiest expectations we've seen a freshman walk into, especially given everything your father's done. Do you have any personal goals that you have going into Syracuse? Is it
not so much personal, but like past few years they haven't really been winning. So I feel like the fans is kind of like swaying away from like games not as packed no more, energy not there for real no more. So when I went to the game, even when I was a senior in high school, when I went to the game, they played Wake Forest. I feel like I brought the energy back. Like all the fans was happy.
Yeah.
So now me being able to get on the court, I feel like I got to take it to another level. Like bring everybody back. Cause Syracuse, at the end of the day, that's one of the, when you talk about college, that's one of the schools.
Yeah.
So the past few years, people been forgetting that. So I feel like I got to go in there and just bring it back. Not only me, but as a team, as a coaching staff, because people kind of on edge, like what we doing, we got to start winning games. So I feel like that's what I got to do.
Yeah, I think more than just playing, obviously. If you ball out there, all problems are solved. But at the same time, it's a different era with NIL and fame and, a lot of great college players are staying a little longer because it's a lucrative game that college basketball has turned into. It was already lucrative for the college players, but now it's lucrative for the players themselves. Walking in there, you're I hate to say it like this, but you're kind of more than a freshman walking in there. Like there's a lot of hope for like long-term Syracuse alumni and fans that look at your father and be like, this could turn around our entire program. Like Melo's freshman year set Syracuse on the path of relevancy for a decade plus, just for 1 year. And now you kind of have the same opportunity given where Syracuse was when you committed there as well. Like it's more than just hooping there. It's bringing that buzz, bringing that energy. And judging from the tournament we just saw, like, obviously, college basketball has a level of popularity now because of the NILs and the popularity that these brands could throw at you and put you in commercials and all this type of stuff.
Facts.
How does all of that sort of factor into what you want to do individually? I understand the team goals, but individually, you got to have some sort of goals as far as like next level, as far as notoriety for the school, as far as like winning games. Like, what does that look like for you?
I know what I'm bringing. Everybody tells me every day. I see it everywhere. I know the popularity that I'm bringing, but I just try to stay down. Like, I haven't done nothing yet, so I haven't done nothing on the college level. High school is one thing, but like on the college level, I haven't done nothing. So setting goals right now for myself is like kind of out the window because I haven't even got on campus yet. So I don't know. I haven't talked to the coaches. I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like once the team stuff, like I was saying, once we start winning some games, obviously I'm already the guy that's in the limelight. So once we start winning games, it's gonna come back on me. It's gonna come back on, the other stars on the team. So I feel like once we start winning games, all the individual goals and stuff, the looks for the next level and stuff like that, all of that's gonna come. So just staying down, I feel like once you stay down, you gotta come back up. You feel me? So
Dylan, same question to you. You kind of went through the same era, You're one of the first, not one of the first, but you're part of this first class of you know, the beneficiaries of the NIL era in high school. And, you know, you got the Nike deal, got, you know, tons of notoriety before even stepping on to an NBA court.
That nigga wore Nike's on an Adidas team.
What's up?
Nike's at an Adidas school.
Oh, big. Which is all right? Can someone explain that to me too?
You going too deep
I see Coop with the New Balance, you know, rocking them at Duke, and I'm like, how is this working?
But I just wanted to add. I want to throw that shit in there.
Yeah.
But that also leads to the question of like, how hard is it to navigate as an athlete in 2025? Like in your position, like not as a pro, in your position.
I mean, it's definitely hard, but like you said, it was like a new wave of everything, NIL, stuff like that. So just like, not setting a trend, but just like being different in a way, but knowing that like,
there's no blueprint to follow.
Ain't no blueprint. Everyone's gonna be different. Everyone gonna have their different brands. Everyone gonna go one way. So I mean, just being yourself, and with NIL and me, it was like, for me, I only wanted to do deals with good people. It wasn't about the money. It was about like a relationship with a person, like me, Prudential. Like I got to deal with Prudential, and there's good people, and like over time that deal gonna keep building. But it wasn't all perfect at first, so like just little things like that, and just finding the right people to do deals with probably was the biggest NIL thing for me.
I feel like at the end of the day, like there's so much money out there, everybody could eat. Like what you don't gotta worry about how much this guy getting paid.
There's
how much you getting paid.
parameters out there.
The whole, even if you're not playing on the team, you could still get some money. You could still do a deal. Like everybody could win at the end of the day. So that's what I'm saying. Team success could always lead to individual.
I know you probably wouldn't be the most equipped to answer this question, but you know, there has to be a little bit of difference of playing a game not for the NBA and making the money you guys are making. Like there's been this conversation around basketball culture where it's like there's quote unquote no more trench babies, right? Like your father was in the NBA. Your father was in the NBA. You made millions before even walking into an NBA court. Like I understand you got to have a strong mental capacity to still be focused at, you know, making the main thing. But human nature's got to kick in at some point, right? Like you got to be, you know, there's got to be a level of hunger that's different from a guy who's not getting anything. Or
I feel like
your why.
It's definitely different because like you said, trench baby back in the day, they not getting millions until they get to the NBA or maybe a couple years in the NBA. So like you still got to think about people around you, like your friends, your family. When you're in the NBA, you could provide, but now we got to worry about that much earlier. Like I'm still in high school trying to give my friends some money, trying to give my family some money. So it's like, you just got to learn earlier. People back then they was waiting until they got to the league.
That's a different level of responsibility now.
Yeah, so now we in high school with financial teams, with, you know, agencies. It was never like that before. So you just got to learn and, you know, evolve.
I think in that point
we got penalized for having an agent.
See, so like that's what I'm saying. That's the funny part, because like you're kind of the bridge to that generation. Like you, Braun, like everybody, KD, like y'all were the bridge of like, all right, like anybody who knew anything about like who was playing, like, you know, there was a little something getting slid under the table or something like that. But
yeah, I mean,
it's a little different.
They came different ways as far as like, you know, the thing was not everybody was being taken care of. You knew guys was being taken care of. Maybe not directly. You knew the aunt had a job. You knew this cousin would work down the warehouse. You know what I mean? Like you knew it was certain ways that you did it. So you had to be creative back then on how you did it.
Yeah.
Right? It still was the same concept. Like I'm gonna give you a couple dollars. I'm gonna give this guy a couple dollars to bring you over here to me. Like it's still the same concept. Now it's just in the open. I can do a real deal with you now, and I don't have to hide me spending my bread no more. That's the difference.
That's the big difference
today. And there's no pressure for them in a sense. I don't want to speak for y'all, but it's my perspective on them is like there's no pressure on them because the money is there. And it's a fall. Okay, cool, man. I ain't got to. What am I worried about? If I want to eat, I'm gonna eat. If I want to go buy some Halo, if I want to go buy some Nikes,
Ain't no coach gonna trip for getting you McDonald's or something.
And that's the beauty in all of this.
Yes. It was silly to begin with.
No, but we fought for that.
Yeah.
And the generation before us, for me, really got ridiculed for that. Went to court for that. Got, you know what I mean? It was a lot of issues with that.
The Ed O'Bannon case, everything.
We eased it into the culture of it being cool. Like athletes should be paid. And nobody should say anything about that. If they make $5 million in college, let them make $5 million in college.
That's what they generate.
Right, so the difference
that's what the market dictates.
Yeah, but the difference now is if you take a roster in college, it's tiered. You got millions, you got 100, 750s, you got 500, you got 300. So even if you 10th play on the team, you still making a couple $100,000.
Right,
so it's nice. It's a real business.
That's pretty nice.
Listen, if I'm a 10th player on the team, hit me up. I'm a 10th player on the team, right? I'm asking the school to give me a 4-year deal. Give me a 4-year deal. I'm gonna stay here for 4 years. Give me 4 years, $1.2 million, right? As a school, you're gonna look at that and say, hold up. You're gonna say no at first because that's the 10th man on the bench. But when you do the math and really realize, hold up, I'm going to have to pay somebody else this bread for the next couple years anyway, why not keep my guy with me? I don't want him to leave. I'm going to give him a 4-year deal. It's a business.
Yeah.
So I think the college should go to fucking making.
They got to do some. They should be making
business deals. They should do NBA contracts.
Yeah, they got to either
deals,
put in a cap
deals,
or give somebody the commitment.
You can come out of high school. You can leave out of high school. Or you got to sign a 2-year deal in college.
And if I want to transfer, you got to trade me. Like, you got to take my contract. If I want to go and transfer to another school.
You need trade kickers.
Give me some trade kickers. Do something in there.
You should be able to trade in college.
Yeah, you should. It's
a professional sport now. You should be able to trade.
I got a random question for y'all because I think
not in conference.
Not in conference. No. We don't see him going to another Big 10, Big East school. I got a random question for y'all, but I think it's an interesting question. The past 2 years, we've seen draft situations with players that had very famous fathers. We saw what happened with Bronny for the Lakers and everything that went through it there. We just saw what happened with Shedeur Sanders in the NFL, and I think there's been a lot of talk out there where it's like, yo. Some folks would say we don't like seeing star athletes with present fathers out and about. Like that's been looked at as a weird sort of negative connotation for some reason. Like, oh, that player's cocky. He's this, he's that. There's all these things that people equate with the father to the son. We saw it with Bronny going through what he went through with the Lakers. We saw it with Shedeur. What were y'all thoughts on seeing what happened with, Bronny and the Lakers and all the scrutiny that he went through? And what we're seeing with Shedeur Sanders now, who did his thing in college, but also had to deal with all the extraness about NIL, famous father, going to a campus and doing all this type of stuff. How did you guys sort of take that in and use that for your experience?
I mean, just learning, I think. Learning how to carry yourself, go about certain things. But at the end of the day, like, everyone their own person. So, like, Bronny he ain't the most out loud spoken guy like Shedeur. Very quiet, but he still get the same backlash Shedeur gets. So at the end of the day, you still gonna get the backlash no matter what you do, whether it's right, wrong, or anything else. So just having that mindset that like we're the next generation of these superstar kids, and we just like there's always gonna be a spotlight on us no matter what, and just going with that mindset, just like just being you. Honestly, that's how I look at it, just being me.
Kyle, I'm sure you and Bronny have some sort of relationship. Probably not. Super tight, but what was that like for you experiencing that as somebody who knows him pretty well?
I feel like as soon as whoever's talking try to connect like the both, that's when it gets messed up because like it's a new generation, two totally different people. Even though that might be a kid, y'all both going through different things. So like Bronny, I kind of felt bad for him because like that's my guy. So just seeing he doesn't speak a lot. He not gonna go on the internet and say what he gotta say. But like deep down, like behind closed doors, he probably was going through it. Like you seeing this every day. You're on social media. You can't even scroll twice without seeing a post with your name on it. So it's like, and he probably talked to his pops about it. But at the end of the day, he He's nice at ball. He's not like people trying to say he's not good or he's just there for his pops. I think he's really nice, and I think he really has a chance to, prosper in the NBA. But they trying to get it to him for him to get his first year. Like, no, it take a couple years. Like Dill was saying, it take a couple years before you could even, start getting situated, start getting settled, and even play your own game. So that's how I feel about it.
Man, it was just crazy to see that.
That's coming from them.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't got shit to say about it.
Okay.
I like to hear it from their peers.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we have our opinions on it, but we coming from we have a whole nother perspective on it. Like, they the peers, that's the circle. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to parents who had careers or had something, something was successful. Like, they have to relate to all of that. Yeah. So they think differently about those situations. It's
like you and Braun and everybody, that class, y'all had y'all fraternity, the NBA has their fraternity. Yeah. And I think y'all have your own special fraternity too, as far as like not just being highly touted basketball prospects, but coming from the lifestyle you guys came, growing up pretty much in the NBA and seeing, the NIL, the social media, all these things that as much as your parents can prepare you for, they don't go through it the way you guys have to go through it.
And they got to deal with nepotism today. The idea of nepotism today. They have to deal with that.
The Nepo baby.
Like, it's very difficult for them. But I will give them credit because they really don't give a fuck as much as everybody else give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like other people care more than they do. Everybody want to be like, hey, man, listen, don't do. No, they really like, man, whatever. Because it's on to the next. Like, because they never had to deal. They don't know what it's like to deal with anything else other than that. So why would I deal with that shit? I'm cool over here. Let's go hoop, man. That's all we care about. And I love the mentality of that, where most people would be like, this generation is soft, or how they soft is they here now. It's their time. Let them live. Let them do what they need to do. Let them decide on how their generation gonna adapt to this game and this industry. What we did, we already did it. You know what I mean? So that's the part I just wanted to say. But speaking of generations, like, you had a situation where you overheard Kobe give somebody some advice, and like I heard that stuck with you. Mm-hmm. Like, for everybody who's kind of listening or watching, what was that advice?
I mean, I was a little bit like a fly on the wall, but just being around it. He told my brother one day, he was like, I just keep shooting. We're gonna worry about the passing later. That's such a Kobe.
Sound like Kobe.
But like, just like hearing little things like that, is like you just like see his mindset and to see how he went about his business. Like, he gonna get the job done no matter how it take, who's there, stuff like that. If he's by himself, he gonna get the job done no matter what. Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of how I took it, and just having that mindset is go kill everything.
Yeah. I mean, the game you've played. I mean, I've watched you for a long time now. I've seen you at the Slam Summer Classic, seen you at Peach Jam, a bunch of other places, and it's funny you bring that advice up because I don't necessarily think of Kobe just like unconscious killer when I think of your game. I think of Cade Cunningham. I think of Jalen Brunson. I think of like big guards that get to their spots, don't rush, efficient. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think of. Like, I don't think of, you are athletic, but I don't think of like off the page athleticism. Of all the folks that are like me who dive into NBA draft.net and look at scout reports and think of all these players, like, you're not going to see like these incredible like jump off the page highlights, but you're going to see great basketball, smart playing basketball, and efficient ball. For folks who, are out there that may live in the San Antonio area or the Philadelphia area or wherever area they may be, what can they expect from you as a professional, as somebody coming into the league? What can you bring to a team right now?
In San Antonio?
In San Antonio. I mean, whoever it may be, a lot of things could change. We pushing it down.
I mean, really, for me, I think bring anything. I think one of my biggest strengths is my versatility. I think I can play on the ball if you need me to. I can play off the ball if you need me to. I can go guard the best player if you need me to. There's a lot of things in my game that I think that are not unseen, but haven't been seen a lot because of the situations I've been in. But I mean, I think I strive the most when I'm with players that are just as good or not better as me. Just having a group of guys that just want to sacrifice stuff. And for me, like, I sacrifice one or two things. If I know we can go out there and we can go win some games, I sacrifice it. So just having that mindset of just doing whatever I gotta do and whatever the coach gonna ask me to do to win.
Did you think that season in the Rutgers that you just had, did it change how you think evaluators or people looked at you because it didn't go the way that a lot of people expected it to go?
Yes and no. I think at Rutgers, for me, it was a lot more just like, we wasn't winning a lot of games, but like, damn, how can I find ways to win, stuff like that? Like, how can I put my team in the best position? And most of the time, it was either scoring the ball, guarding the best player, stuff like that. But I think my time at Rutgers, a lot of people would say like it wasn't good or stuff like that. But for me, like, I love my time at Rutgers. I think Rutgers prepared me for what I'm about to go through, just from the ups and downs and stuff like that. And I go have 31 game, next game have 6 points. Like, there's little things like that, and it just switches your mindset, because like every day is not all sunshine and flowers, and that's how it's going to be in the next level. So just definitely that.
It was a step. Rutgers was a step too.
Yeah, I definitely matured a lot.
I want to ask you that, Kyle. Like, what are you expecting this year? I know you asked that earlier, but like, like going in, like realistically, like what is one or two things that you really want to focus on going into this season?
One, I would say my body. I feel like physicality, definitely a different level. Like, everybody one step faster. You're not gonna be able to make the same passes. I've been in a weight room probably the same as I've been on court, a little bit more. So just trying to stay in the weight room, get my body right. I would say that's the first thing. Then I would say the second thing, like, I know it's behind me. I know it's coming. So just being prepared for like everything that's to come, trying to be prepared for every situation. Obviously that's impossible, but knowing like if I had a bad game or a bad little stretch, knowing what I could do, because I've been in those situations before. So I feel like those are the two things, just staying positive through it all.
Man, it's going to be exciting to watch y'all guys on the next level. I can't wait to see it. Like we always wrap up every episode with, we got to tee up America's #1 segment. You know what time it is, Mello. It is time for Fuck With It or Fuck Outta Here. This is where we take a look at some of the biggest trends all across social media, and we decide if we're fucking with it or we're getting it the fuck out of here. Mello, you ready?
I'm ready.
Kai, Dylan, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, bet. First off, in the UK, there's an annual cheese roll festival where participants launch themselves down Cooper's Hill in Brockworth, England on the spring bank holiday to catch a roll of cheese. Yes, that's right. A roll of damn cheese, and here we go.
That's people doing that?
This is...
Hell no. For some cheese?
No.
Nah, they wildin'.
Nobody likes cheese this much.
Nah, yeah, I can't do that. I ain't gonna.
What they don't show you is the injury report afterwards.
Exactly.
The concussion.
75% concussed.
All that shit. Fuck with it or fuck out of here. Dylan, Kai, Mello, putting your life on the line.
Nah, I'm not rolling.
For a roll of cheese.
Nah, I'm not rolling with it. Nah, I'm not rolling.
Don't even ask me.
Fuck out of here. I'll let you know that. Nigga, I ain't doing that for no cheese shit. You might not live to get the cheese.
I'll be honest.
Think about it. Look.
There's certain white people activities that you wanna. There's certain white people activities that you gotta.
You always with that shit.
You got.
Nah, you
I'm not doing it.
But you'd like to watch it?
I definitely want to go watch it.
Nah, you crazy. That's
I want to go watch it.
You're not going to watch.
I don't have the physical capabilities
You
to do
watching
all
people
of
just hurting themselves. That's
No, we can't do that.
That's
Chad.
not me.
No,
I'm gonna make sure we working on that day you think about going. Cause that's crazy.
I ain't doing it. I'm just gonna watch it one day just to see
crazy.
live and living color people rolling down the hill like a damn wheel.
There must be a lifetime supply of cheese.
Guys, a couple of weeks ago, some of the most prominent streamers in the game got together in Houston for DreamCon.
That's major too.
Very major. Shout out to all the guys that put that together. They're fantastic. It's always an event where these things happen, like we witnessed with Streamer University. Shout out Casanat as well. Except this time, popular streamers got together for a basketball game. And Duke Dennis, shout out Duke Dennis, he was looking all right out there. Let's see some of these Duke Dennis highlights. All right, coming down the court, a little hezzy pull.
Hard right, Duke Dennis on the hard right.
Oh, don't do the too small, man. You big as hell.
Hey.
That's tough.
That is
Okay.
tough. That is tough.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good bucket.
They said Dylan
Duke with the silky.
Yeah. They said Duke Dennis got like.
That's a football move right
He's
there.
good at everything, bro.
Oh, he's like an athlete.
The man's just like annoyingly talented, bro. Like,
There's some people in the world that like that.
Pause.
Yeah. That was crazy. I ain't want to go there.
Fuck with it or fuck out of here. With training for Melo, Duke Dennis could become a high-level hooper. Is he decent?
I don't think he could become a high-level hooper.
Yeah.
But, like, within that world, like, the streamers...
He could be the best streamer?
Oh,
Yeah.
Basketball player?
The best.
Yeah. He'd be top 5.
Yeah? Who the best basketball
Best streamer?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Best basketball
There's a lot. It's like not. It's like really YouTube. Like,
the YouTubers?
Yeah. YouTube would be nice.
D. Friga?
Yeah, D. Friga, he nice. It'd be like the YouTubers.
I'm taking Nas as the best YouTube basketball player.
Okay. I like. Okay.
I'm taking Nas.
Hold on. You know what? On this show, I'm gonna put a PSA out, a disclaimer to Ty Lil. Right?
Oh man!
Yo, listen, Ty.
That was crazy. He just texted me the other day.
Yo, Ty, let me tell you something, champ.
I answered.
You finally got your fucking jersey, okay? You got your jersey, all right? It finally happened. I told you to be patient. And you finally got your jersey,
you made that
champ.
happen?
You got your jersey, champ. I'm just letting you know you got your jersey. I saw you hooping into this shit.
No,
I saw you bow down to the king.
Yeah.
Nah, that was a lot though.
That was a lot.
Nah, Ty. Big pause on that, Ty. Big pause on that.
That's not. You gotta stop doing that.
That's my man, though. Shout out Tyler. Shout out Dez. Shout out to Clovis.
That's unacceptable though. That's not.
But yeah, Duke Dennis definitely top three content hooper. But real basketball, I gotta take Nas and I gotta take J. Lou as my two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say that.
Shout out to him, man. No love for Julian Newman. Remember the Julian Newman?
He was playing when I was playing.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, damn. Julian, but he was like my OG YouTube hooper. I'm like, all right, the purple green jersey. What's the name of that All-Star game when they got the purple and green jerseys on? When
purple and green.
What's the name of the joint? But they always show that video where he's like doing all the.
Oh, you talking about the Neo?
Neo.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Damn, that was the first time I saw
Pangos
him.
camp.
Shout out Julian, man. Guys.
Yes.
That's a wrap. This is 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, a Wave original presented by FanDuel. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and podcast channels. Like, rate, review. If you love the podcast, always leave a comment, leave a review, leave a like. And thanks to our guest today, man, Kiyan Anthony.
I appreciate y'all.
Dylan Harper.
That's a fact. Welcome.
Appreciate it.
Man,
Appreciate
obviously,
y'all, man.
you guys are extremely talented. Proud of both of y'all. And obviously, this is still the beginning of what is looking like to be a very incredible career. And, man, we all going to be watching y'all, man. So good luck in Syracuse. Good luck in the draft next month.
It.
And, man, Melo, I know you like to give flowers at the end. I'll let you to it.
They deserve flowers.
Yeah.
You know, I would say for him, congratulations.
I'm about to say, how proud are you for this young man?
Congratulations on graduating from high school, and kind of that's a hell of an accomplishment. And 12 years of being locked in like that in school is very hard to do. So you accomplish one of those feats. And for you, being able to step into a whole nother realm, like this is reality now. This is the real world. This is business. You get what I'm saying? So for you to know and understand that, like I'm good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? I always extend my hand out and say, if you need me, you know where to find me at. You know where I'm at. You need some advice, I'm here for you. I'll be watching. I'll be hitting you, letting you know what you should be doing. But in the meantime, one thing I tell both of y'all is enjoy this moment. We don't get these moments often. You don't get the moment of going to college and on to something new with a lot of excitement. You don't get drafted multiple times. You get drafted one time. So enjoy these moments, man. And I appreciate y'all coming on this couch.
Yes,
and with that being said, Cass, sign us out.
You already know what it is, man. Like I said, subscribe to our YouTube and podcast channels. Little button right there. Hit the like, rate, review, leave a comment. Them YouTube charts, I love climbing those in the podcast section. So make sure you are sharing all of these clips. For the Hall of Famer Carmelo Anthony, my name is Kazim Famiwide. We catch y'all next time at The Hook, people. Have a good one. Peace out.
Peace.